And what I want to show you is when you depress this little pedal, the water is supposed to come out that little hole, but in fact, as you can see, hopefully you can see, it's just coming out all over the place. And on these frigidaires, it's going to start with this little bottom drip tray right here, and these little ears on the outside edge are kind of like little grippy, and you have to kind of just work this, shake on it, and eventually this thing will slide right straight out, and you can get this little drip tray out. And once you do that, then there'll be 3 screws. What I'm going to do is, before I take this front plate off, is I'm going to go ahead and unplug the refrigerator. And now if you shake this around a little bit, it should kind of lift up and out, and I'll flip it upside down where you can kind of see. Anyway, it's got these 3 screws, 2 in the bottom and then 1 on the top up here. Once we get those out, then we should be able to get back and see where that tube is coming in. Okay, I'm getting the 3rd and last final screw out of this little electronic panel, and we've got this unplugged, so hopefully we won't be getting shocked. But once we pull this out, it's still hooked up by a little plug over here on the left, but I'm going to just try and leave that plugged in. And there, as you can see, that's the tube, and it's supposed to be feeding a little hole right down inside of there. So anyway, I'm going to try and put a little adapter into the hose line and see if I can extend it. I don't know how well you can see that, but it looks like this. And what I'm going to do is heat this up with a little, my wife's hair dryer, so it's a little more pliable, and it'll receive these little barbs on this little adapter. Okay, let's see if that's got it warm enough to receive this 1/4 inch adapter. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go in there all right. Okay, now what I'm going to try and do is get that to jam right down in that little hole, and hopefully that will give it the length that's needed to for it to not spill out. Okay, I think I finally got it through, and now you can see that right here, the tip of that little adapter is now sticking out through that little dispenser hole, so hopefully that will hold it in place. Okay, now I want to get these 3 screws that hold this electronics plate back into place. Now I'm going to put the little face plate back on, and it's got 3 little screws that hold it on down at the bottom. Okay, let's get these last of these 3 screws for this face plate put back in. It's got a little trough it's got to slide right into. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in, and we'll test it out. Okay, now we'll go ahead and test it out, and as you can see, it's shooting a nice clean straight stream of water, so mission accomplished.